Hey, so I'm waiting for my camera to charge, which is why I'm on the floor. And while I'm doing that, I thought we could do something a bit different, and I could go through some posts on Reddit on BDSM advice, because these seem like the easiest things to react to that aren't gonna get me completely age restricted and banned. Here's the first one. It's called Serving a Mistress. Hello, I'm serving a new mistress for the first time in a couple of days. I'm super nervous. We discussed a lot about the session. I told her my deepest, darkest fantasies. She was very open to exploring everything with me. I'm a little worried that I may not like those fantasies, as I've never done some of the extreme kinks before. I'm trying not to overthink things and put trust in her, that she will provide a safe place to explore my fantasies, but it seems extremely hard to let go and jump in. Does anyone have any advice? Oh, and nobody's even answered them, so it's up to me. So I think this is one of the things that subs often struggle with. So obviously they're seeing a professional or a new mistress. Did it say professional? It just says new mistress. I'm going to assume it's a professional or someone that knows what they're doing. But it can be quite difficult to let go. Obviously you have your safe words, and these people have discussed previously what they want to do, but remember that you can always withdraw consent during a session. You can always change your mind, and it is quite sensible just to say up front, you know, I don't know if I'm going to like these. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, completely new to this, think I'm going to like it, and then actually you don't, and you want to, you know, back out, you want to change things. That's very, very normal within a session, is to, you know, change your mind, change things as you're going. And I personally, if I was going to be doing a session with someone new, I would keep it very, very tame the first time. I mean, obviously if you are paying for it, there's a temptation to, you know, try and get the most out of it, but I would say your first session is good to just do things that you know you enjoy, build up a bit, and then later on maybe add some more in. So here's the next one. It's titled Wax Play. Hello community. My sub and I tried wax play for the first time and it was a disappointment. I purchased a candle from Adam and Eve. It took forever for it to melt, and then the wax contact, there was no heat. Can anyone recommend a better candle or process? Really looking forward to bringing that heat. Yeah. It basically, I prefer soy candles, but it does depend, you know, what kind you like. I don't really like something that is a very high temperature. I always find that when you buy candles on like Amazon or from retailers who aren't like specifically BDSM and wax play based, these candles can just have like very, very high melting points, be very burny, or not have any heat, or just not be good. So my preference for candles actually is jugs, splash jugs, but I don't usually use them because normally I do wax play myself. A couple years ago I decided I used to really, really hate pain. I didn't decide I hated pain, I did hate pain. So I used to really, really hate it, and I decided that I was like gonna get into wax play and get more used to the pain and get more used to that sort of stuff. So yeah, I started doing that on cam, and yeah, now I don't mind it. It's one of these things. So I'm the sort of person who does things that amuse them, and wax play amuses me. I wouldn't necessarily say enjoy, but it amuses me. Much like taking a slime bath. Don't enjoy it, but it's amusing. So yeah, there's a talking point. You're gonna get a lot of me talking about myself, but the next one. So, using love coupons to get pegged. A few years ago, when my girlfriend 24F told me 25M, oh, they got them, they didn't tell them. You got them a love coupon book anyway. It included the basics like good for massage or date night, things like that. It also had 2 things that I'm interested in this situation. Free fantasy and 1 free forgiveness or drop an argument. I've been interested in trying pegging for a while, but she's shown no interest, even disapproving in pegging me. She's a total sub-bottom. She's asked me in the past why I haven't used any of the love coupons, and I've said because I don't need to. We do anything that I want, and she would never actually do some of the fantasies I want. She said that she would, not knowing that my fantasy I was referring to. I plan to write a note and leave it so she can read it when I'm not around, stating the desire to be pegged and indulge in my sub-side fantasies on a somewhat regular basis, and include a note for the free fantasy and the forgiveness coupons. The note will also state that if she's interested in actually indulging me, great. If not, then use the forgiveness coupon and not bring it up. And I'll just continue to do solo play when I can. Why is communication so bad? I struggle to read that, if you can't tell. There's a lot of words. There's also like a couple bits that had an extra letter in them. Oh my god, in the next part, I've just scrolled down to see if anyone danced just before I did, and the person said, I was also thinking to say that we could do this fantasies during her time of month when we don't normally have sex because she's self-conscious, so maybe she could top during this time. Some other fantasies may be included in the note are cross-dress and chastity. So she said in the past she'll put makeup on him but isn't into cross-dress, and so it's worth a shot. Oh my god, man. I'm gonna have to go back and fucking answer these and insert my nosy little ass into them. Why did I start fucking doing this? Why did I start doing this? Right, firstly, nothing wrong with any of those fantasies. I'm not laughing at the fantasies, I am laughing at the sheer lack of communication skills. So I think it's really important to respect your partner's decision. So obviously if the partner has previously said, I don't want to peg you, you should probably explore that and see why it is. Because personally, I don't peg people because I'm lazy. I don't have an issue with it, I am just lazy. So, I mean I would, but I'm also lazy. So then I wouldn't because I'm lazy. You get what I mean? So if someone asked me, I'd be like, I guess. But I don't actually mind the pegging, I just mind the effort. So stuff like that, a discussion around that, obviously, ask them why. I would also say that writing it out is a very, very bad way to ask them. So I'm very big on if you can't talk to your partner, don't be with them. And although that sounds harsh, you know, if there's somebody that you can't talk about things that are very important to you in your life, why are you with them? But yeah, I get the sense of rejection, the sense of fear, but yeah, I mean, as for the love coupon book thing, that's, I don't know, it almost seems manipulative in a way. I think the asking for the fantasy is fine. The part where you said, oh, it might not happen, then just forget about it and use this other coupon, that's where it gets a bit shady for me, because it's almost, I don't know, I don't like this, I don't like this one. And then it goes on to be like, oh well, you know, maybe she'll want to peg me when I can't have sex with her. Like, maybe, you know what, maybe she just doesn't want to peg you. And if she is a complete sub-bottom, I mean, some people don't switch. Some people, obviously, you can be a sub and you can do certain dominant things because, or I say dominant, so you don't have to be dominant to do something that a dom would do, because your dom could tell you to do it to them, which is how you get different dynamics and people topping from the bottom and whatever. Let's go to the next one. How do you know if you're into pet play? My partner's F18 nickname for me, F18, is Puppy, and I love it a lot. I like when she talks to me as if I'm one of, and pretend to be one. However, I'm not sure if I like, or if she would like for that matter, the hardcore stuff that's associated with pet play, like being in a cage or being fed. I enjoy the nickname and being treated as one in the sense of being a pet or being talked as a puppy. Does that mean I'm a softer version of pet play, or is that not pet play at all? And then some people are answering it basically what I was gonna say, that there is no like definition of being like hardcore into it. It all depends on your own boundaries and whatever. I would say it's still pet play. I think a lot of the time this kind of goes into people trying to force things into categories too much, where it's like it can only be pet play if you're this, 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 and this, and it has to be this much of the time, and it has to be that much of the time, and you can only do it with this kind of person. Like, there's no rules. It's just, yeah, because pet play in its essence is acting like an animal at any point. So even, like, if I'm like, oh, be a good puppy and bark, you know, like that, even though you may not necessarily be into like being a dog, it's still pet play in a way. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of your massive likes or one of your main fetishes, but it still is, you know, crossing over into that. But yeah, people are talking some very good advice actually on this post about experimenting, getting a dog bowl, a leash, and then just seeing it, trying it. I think that's one of the things, is just anything that you're interested in, as long as it's safe, just try it, because the worst that happens is you don't like it, and then at least you know. There's another one I can't go into. I love how I'm reading these, like, yeah, I cannot say this. I thought this would be a safe one to go for. I'm into cuckolding, but hey everyone, I'm 32 male. I'm into cuckolding. I'm actually pretty extreme forms of cuckolding. Specifically interracial cuck, like white couples with a black man for a bull. The problem is that I've always been embarrassed by it, therefore I'm completely inexperienced with it, like meeting a girl who'd be down for this kind of relationship. I don't know how to meet someone who is the same kinks as me in real life. I'm too embarrassed to actually meet people anyway, I guess. Looking advice for how to do it. So, taking away the fetishization of black men, which, I mean, I'm not particularly comfortable with, but there obviously is a market for that, and I'm not going to tell someone they're explicitly wrong, other than saying that black men have expressed, you know, discomfort in that. But then if there was a black man who wanted to engage in that, then obviously, you know, do your own thing. I'm more going to look at meeting people who are in the scene. So a lot of people, they're like, how do I meet someone in real life who likes this? And I'm going to tell you, it's so fucking easy. It's so easy. Because what you have to do is talk to people in real life. I know this sounds wild. I know this sounds like the most insane thing you will ever do in your entire life. But when you speak to people, if you speak to people, right? I speak to people in public, in real life. You know, like I speak to strangers sometimes. Oh my God, I'm insane. It's wild. Like, just tell them what you like. Just tell them. If you're on a dating app and they're like, what do you like? Just tell them. Because what is worse, that you tell someone up front and they're like, ugh, whatever. Or you tell them up front and they go yes. Or you're with someone for 5 years and then you tell them and then they break up with you. The 5-year thing seems the worst option. But no, when you tell people what you're into, most people are pretty receptive. I would really explore your likes and dislikes first. You know, what is it about this that you enjoy? Why do you enjoy it? Have that. I probably wouldn't lead with the interracial stuff, to be honest. I would say more about like the cuck thing, because that's quite common. It's quite easy to find someone as well who's happy to be poly, or happy to be in some form of open relationship, or even just to explore the fantasy with you. But yeah, overcoming the embarrassment, this person says, is like, if you are not comfortable in yourself, you're not going to find anyone else who is into it. but this is the last one. But this is something that I personally like, so we gotta see what they're saying. My boyfriend just confessed to me he has a lingerie fetish. I'm worried that I won't be attracted to my partner in lingerie, but I don't want to shut him down. What do? Hi friends, I think this is the right forum. I'd really love some advice on how to navigate this situation because it's completely out of the realm of my experience. My partner and I have been together for over a year, and he's finally confided in me that he has a fetish for wearing lingerie, high boots, and wants to be pegged. He's been keeping this a secret since he first discovered his interest in this type of porn about 10 years ago. So far he's only played with himself, and I'm the first person he's ever told. I feel relieved that he's told me, but also scared that he's kept it from me the entire relationship. He told me that when we met, he was so afraid of me finding out that through all the way of the relationship, he's kept his toys, outfits, and his porn in secret. I've told him that I'm willing to try a strap-on and try what he likes. Now I'm just feeling anxious about the whole thing. He's talked about buying more lingerie for himself to wear for me, and it's not a turn on for me, but I don't want to yuck his yum or make him feel bad. I'm also worried so much about the pegging part. No, not worried as much about the pegging part as about the lingerie. You want him to feel sexy, but I'm not sure how I'll feel in the moment or how to overcome this. Any help for the situation? So this all comes down to what I was saying earlier about the communication thing and about it being really bad to keep things from your partner, like for your partner, for yourself, for your own mental health. I would say, to be honest, if I was in a situation I didn't like men in underwear, because I do, I would just ask if you could peg them without, to be honest. Like, slowly build into it, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with being like, you know what, I'm fine with you wearing underwear, but I'm not really attracted to it, so if you want to wear it in your own time. And I think a lot of it is getting used to it as well. You know, a lot of it is like getting used to your partner being dressed in a certain way. And what's this person saying? They also like men in lingerie. But yeah, I was saying like encourage them to dress up a little bit, get used to it. But yeah, I think it is, honestly, it's about the open communication. So obviously it's not great this person hasn't told him until so far into the relationship. But I think getting involved in it, choosing what underwear you want them to wear, maybe breaking yourself into it, doing it when it's not necessarily a sexual situation, just, you know, like a time that you could do, maybe dress up together would be cute. Even just seeing photos in them to start with, I don't know, it depends how you are. Maybe some photos first, maybe see the underwear, maybe see the toys, maybe help them talk about it more, you know, really open up to it. But yeah, I think it is the kind of thing, I don't want to force anyone into getting a fetish, but it's the sort of thing that when you get more and more used to it, and when you see it more in your everyday life, because obviously you don't really see a lot of men wearing lingerie, so it is something that's very, very not normal in our society. So when you actually start seeing it and it just becomes something that's normal to you, you become as attracted to men in underwear as you are to women in underwear or lingerie. So yeah, I would just encourage you both to talk. I'm laughing at myself saying, let's talk to yourself, just talk to each other. But yeah, I think all I've discovered today is there's a lot of things that I can't read out loud on YouTube. This video is getting very long, and talk to your partners, make sure that you're safe and you're doing what you love, and that is me. Remember to follow me if you enjoyed this, because God knows, probably will not do this again, and my camera probably still isn't charged. Tell you a quick story before I turn it off, right? Not that you guys care. But I had a sub buy me a new battery because the one in this is dying. It only charges half full and then it dies within half an hour. Anyway, so I had a sub buy me a new battery and thrown gifts. You little bastards, you credited my account instead of ordering it, and I didn't realise until today. It's been like 4 days. Like, where's my new batteries? Go to Checkstone to see if they've been dispatched. Credited. Anyway, have a nice day.